edition of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Arizona.
A pivotal series begins tonight as Arizona seeks the spark to reignite an NL West charge. It's the Diamondbacks and Giants right now on Fox Sports Arizona. Temperatures are on the rise here in Arizona, and the Arizona Diamondbacks are hoping to rise in the standings as they continue their homestand, taking on the San Francisco Giants tonight here at Chase Field in downtown Phoenix. A look at the standings. Right now, the Dodgers dominate a 5-game lead over the visiting Giants here, and the Diamondbacks in third place, tied with the Rockies in the National League West race. Hi again, everybody, along with Mark Grace. I'm Greg Schulte. Happy to have you aboard for D-backs baseball. Darren will be back on Sunday in the finale of this series. Gracie, the Diamondbacks playing a team right now that used to dominate them, but it's gone the other way. The Diamondbacks have won 8 straight over this Giants club.
Yeah, it is interesting because the Giants, the world champions a couple of years ago, one thing they always bring to town is pitching. But the Diamondbacks, don't tell them that, because the last 8 games, especially, Greg, they have hammered this Giants pitching staff around quite a bit. And on the opposite side, the Diamondback pitching has been the one that dominated in this series. So, well, the Diamondbacks need some kind of a spark. Maybe it's this Giants team coming in.
You can see by those numbers right there exactly what Gracie was talking about. Diamondbacks outscoring the Giants about 2-1, and then the starters with a lower ERA against a very good Giants starting staff. The starters for tonight's ball game, a couple of left-handers. Patrick Corbin makes his first ever start at Chase Field for the Diamondbacks, and a veteran 22-year-old lefty, Madison Bumgarner, for the Giants.
Yeah, it seems strange to say a veteran left-hander, but certainly Madison Bumgarner is that. He is playoff savvy. He's pitched a lot of innings in the big leagues. Patrick Corbin, well, he hasn't. He's still a baby in the major leagues. But one thing about these two, they're very similar in talent. So I look for a couple of left-handers to go at it in a pitcher's duel tonight.
Both these ball clubs are banged up. You know about the Giants' injuries with Sandoval, Wilson. They're out for the season. Of course, the Diamondbacks are missing 3 big players, and Brad Steinke's going to come back in a moment, tell you about Chris Young, Stephen Drew, and Daniel Hudson. You stay tuned now. It's the Diamondbacks and Giants, first of 3 coming up here at Chase Field. We've got all the action for you coming right up. Casinos, proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. By the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway miles per gallon. And by Gum Out.
And welcome back to Chase Field, the first of 3 straight against the San Francisco Giants. Brad Steinke with you here on the field. You know, it's no doubt about it, the D-backs' start of 14 and 18 has been because of injuries, but there is good news on the horizon. Stephen Drew, Chris Young, and Daniel Hudson all getting closer and closer to returning to the lineup. Now, yesterday at extended spring training, which, by the way, the D-backs team has won 17 straight, Drew went 2 for 5, had a triple and scored a run. Now, he still hasn't slid, but Gibby has given him the green light. Now, meantime, today at Chase Field, Hudson throwing to hitters for the first time since he went on the DL on April 18th. Chris Young tweeted, D41 is excited to face me today in a simulated game. I wish fans could get there early to collect some home run balls. Hashtag souvenirs. Well, no souvenirs. Young walked twice and had a strikeout. By the way, Hudson threw 30 pitches, and his earliest return would be around May 27th. The good news about Chris Young, he could very well rejoin this team on this upcoming road trip, possibly in Colorado. By the way, D-Huddy41 went on to tweet, CY won the battle today. Stick around. We've got plenty of baseball headed your way. First pitch between Corbin and Bumgarner. The D-backs looking to make it 9 straight against the 2010 World Series champion Giants. Greg Schulte and Mark Grace with the call.
Here against the Giants, first of 3 this weekend. And you all know the skipper of the San Francisco Giants, and then, of course, Bruce Bochy, 6 years at the helm, 18 major league seasons as the manager. Let's see the lineup that he's going to put out there tonight for San Francisco. Pagan, Arias, and Cabrera. Posey batting cleanup, followed by Pill, Sanchez the catcher tonight, Burris, Crawford, and Bumgarner. Now let's take a look at our Arizona Ford Diamondbacks starting pitcher. That's young 22-year-old Patrick Corbin, Gracie.
Yeah, Patrick Corbin. He's won his first one. He lost his second one. Got a little wild up in New York. He did a good job of getting 2 strikes on batters and then really had trouble putting them away. Let's see if Patrick Corbin may have found that put-away pitch in the last 5 days.
You know, really 3 nervous starts for the young man. His first major league start in Miami. Pitching in his home state, New York.
New York with all his family there.
First time here in his new home stadium. So
all Diamondback fans getting a chance to see this young talented left-hander for the first time.
And we're actually very excited about that. The Diamondbacks actually excited to see the Giants come into town, at least if the past 8 or so mean anything. because they have beaten the Giants 8 straight, and they're looking for a win. Diamondbacks come in here having lost 5 straight. 4 games below 500 and 6.5 behind the Dodgers at the start of play tonight. Here's the very first pitch of the night. Minutes high and inside, and we're underway.
That's what you'll see a lot from Patrick Corbin. That is that cut fastball running into the right-handed hitter. Tries to break a lot of bats of the right-handed hitters by staying right on their belly button.
Pagan outside, ball 2-2-0. Pagan had a 20-game hit streak come to an end Monday. When he went 0 for 5, the average, though, not that high, 256. Switch hitter from the right side, and he takes a strike, says Alfonso Marquez, our home plate umpire here tonight. Well, good to be with you.
Good to have you here.
Diamondbacks, we are not understating the fact they need a victory. They need to start playing better baseball. There's a foul out of play right side, and the count evens at 2-2.
I think you're correct. First things first, I think they have to start playing better baseball. Cardinals came in here, and when they left town, they left with every one of these Diamondbacks lunch money.
That was a mismatch.
It really was, and you know, we said on the air, you know, by far the best team on the field was the Cardinals.
Steve Gilbert, he muffed it. Uh-oh.
That is just terrible by Steve Gilbert.
Twinkle fingers Gilbert.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, folks. You don't know how bad he is going to get it from me and Greg.
That red shirt's going to match his face here momentarily. There's a ball just a little bit onside. I got a lot of umpires in the stands tonight. They were oohing and on that pitch. They thought that was a strike.
Really a tough pitch to lay off there. Pagan somehow, some way was able to let it pass, and we got a 3-2 count.
And a foul out of play.
When as a pitcher, you just hate this too, Greg. First batter of the game, you're already going to throw your 8th pitch of the at-bat. You're like, golly. Nothing's easy in the major leagues, is it?
No, it is not. Patrick Corbin's finding that out. Had a great spring, really opened some eyes. Here's the 3-2 again, and that's laced to right. Upton is there and has it for the out. He had him positioned well. Let's take a look at that defense for the Diamondbacks. You just saw Upton out there in right field. Parr back in center. Pollock in left tonight. And the infield around from third to first. Roberts, Bloomquist, Hill, Goldschmidt, and Montero catching Corbin. Now, Pollock has gotten most of his starts in center field, but he's getting a start in left tonight. Parr's been playing well out there in center.
He really has, and that was a question this spring, Greg. Could Gerardo Parra spell Chris Young when a lot of people thought Chris Young might not do as well as he did to get out of the gate?
There's a foul out of play. There's Chris Young.
Well, they miss him, don't they?
They sure do. They're 7-14 without Chris Young.
Jason Kubel right next to him. He's getting the night off against the tough left-hander Madison Bumgarner.
And Gibby said he wanted to give him back-to-back days off with the off day yesterday, and this one off tonight against the lefty. Ground ball. Diving stop at third by Roberts. Nice play, and he throws him out. Roberts going to his left made a diving stop. That would have been a very difficult play for Bloomquist, well in the hole.
Oh, he certainly saved a base hit, diving to his left. Ryan Roberts starting to show a little more spark, isn't he, Greg? 3 hits the other night. Look at the beautiful dive. There's no way Bloomquist is going to be able to make that play. Arias runs way too well. So a nice play. That'll lift a youngster's spirits up on the mound when you get some defense behind you like that.
Sure will. Here's Melky Cabrera now. Switch hitter. He's had a good start to the season for his new club, the Giants.
He's just a good player.
He is. A lot better player, I think, than maybe a lot of people imagine.
Exactly. And a lot of times when you bounce around, as Melky Cabrera has, he started with the Yankees. We've seen him in Atlanta, Kansas City, now San Francisco. You know, it's rare that you see a really good hitter bounce around like that. But for some reason, that's been the case with Melky.
Here's a 2-0 to him, and that's driven to left, and it's 1-0 Giants. Well, that didn't take long. His second of the year, his 11th run banded in. And it's 1-0 San Francisco. They had not homered. The Giants had not homered in their last 8 games. Well, they come to Chase Field, and they get one here tonight in the very first inning.
Now, we talked about on the pregame show with Jody Jackson and Joe Borowski, the trouble with 2 outs. And there you have it. Corbin learning a valuable lesson at the major league level. If you fall behind 2-0 to these middle of the order hitters, you're going to get hurt more often than not. 2-0 fastball, way back. And as you said, something rare for the Giants these days, a home run.
There's a ground ball back up the middle. Nice backhanded snap by Hill, and he throws Posey out at first base to end the inning. But the run of the home run by Cabrera, and Madison Bumgarner will take the mound with 5 wins and a 1-0 lead. Up on the board for the Giants, there you see Kirk Gibson along with his bench coach Alan Trammell in the Diamondback dugout. Now let's take a look at our Mazda D-backs starting lineup. Bloomquist, Hill, and Upton. And Upton's got some great numbers against Bumgarner. Montero hitting cleanup. Goldschmidt 5th. Roberts, Parr in the 7th spot. Pollock 8th. And Corbin, who another one of these Diamondback pitchers who can handle the bat, in the 9th spot. And this guy on the mound, after he lost to the Diamondbacks here in the second game of the season on April 7th, he's gone 5-0, Gracie, with a 1.54 ERA.
Just a lot of really good stuff going to come out of this left hand of Madison Bumgarner. Throws in the low 90s. He's another guy, a lot like Corbin, a lot of cut fastballs in on the right-handed hitters. But once again, for a 22-year-old, I mean, he's got some experience. Yeah. He's got some savvy. He's pitched in a lot of very big ball games.
He was a part of that World Championship team and a big part of it postseason. First pitch to Bloomquist is a strike call to the inside corner. And we say a veteran 22-year-old, and he is. He's been in the big leagues. 4 games back in 2009, 2010 when they won the World Championship, 7-6. Last year, 13-13.
You see that crossfire right there, right to the inside part of the plate.
He was 13-13 last year. You know, Matt Cain, he always has that problem with lack of runs. The Giants' offense, if they had a super offense, these guys, they're probably both 20-game winners. Fly ball deep center field, back on it, the center fielder, and leaping is Pagan for some reason, but he made the catch for the out, 1 down. I don't know if he had to leap like that, but he caught the ball, and that's the way this one starts in the bottom of the first in the deep blast by Bloomquist.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're playing in a new ballpark, it's different than your own, so you know how many steps at your home ballpark, and plus that overhang starts to get in your eyes, and you're thinking, well, I may be close to the wall, so he ends up jumping, ends up making a nice play.
That ball was hit well by Bloomquist, and at this time of the night, she's still carrying well.
And that's a bad feeling for an outfielder knowing, man, I know that wall's back there somewhere, and it's not going anywhere.
Well, like you said, too, that overhang. Here's a strike to Aaron Hill, who homered his first 2 times up against Bumgarner in the second game of the season. That guy plays this center field as well as anybody's ever played it. Chris Young, ground ball down to third. That is a fair ball. Harris with a quick release on a nice play.
That ball may have hit the third base bag and took a funny little hop on Harris, but he stayed right with it, and as you said, made a terrific play.
Giants defensively, we've already seen Arias at third. We've seen the center fielder Pagan, Pill, and Cabrera On the corners in the outfield with Crawford, Burris, and Posey rounding out the infield, short to first, and then Hector Sanchez behind the plate tonight catching Bumgarner. Brandon Crawford, their shortstop. Giants as a team have made 33 errors. That's not typical San Francisco Giant baseball.
That's not Bruce Bochy baseball at all.
Here's a guy who's got great numbers against Bumgarner, 7 for 10, but a weak Copper back to the mound. And this inning is over on 5 pitches thrown by Madison Bumgarner. And is Upton okay? We'll check that out when we come back. 1-0 Giants after 1. He hit his left foot on the side of the bag running down the line. It twisted a little bit.
Yeah, twisted his ankle a little
grimace.
bit. Hopefully it's not too bad.
He is out there in right field. Only 5 pitches in that first inning by Bumgarner.
Yeah, Justin was first pitch hack, and you hate to hit a little dribbler like that. You know, first pitch hack, and you want 1 pitch in 1 spot. Especially when you're a guy like Upton with the power he has.
7 for 10 against Bumgarner. Before that, AB popped up. Shallow right center. Hill out. Upton in. Upton calls for it. Makes the catch.
Foot looks okay.
Yep. And Pill is out number 1 here for Corbin. Corbin got the first 2 outs in the opening inning. And then Melky Cabrera got him with a home run. Here's Hector Sanchez, their catcher, hitting .250 with a homer and 9 batted in. They're really high on this young man. Posey at first base tonight. And this may be what you see somewhere down the road for the Giants. Sanchez catching Posey at first.
Had some big offensive numbers in the minor leagues. Big offensive numbers.
He had a game-ending hit Sunday at Milwaukee with the bases loaded. A pinch hit single. He takes ball 1 from Patrick Corbin.
Well, he got beat with a fastball there. Very tardy on that good Corbin fastball.
He's getting some playing time, Gracie. He's played in 16 games. He's hit safely in 9 of those. Had 52 at bats.
Well, Buster Posey, because of that awful injury last year, going to have to see some more time at first base, less time behind the plate.
There's a shot to left center. That's a gapper over to try and cut it off. Parra, he does. And Sanchez, yeah, you better think better about that, young man.
Looked like Pollock and Parra,
indecision.
Yeah, some indecision. I got it, you take it.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
But as you see, Sanchez just does a nice job ripping it out there in the gap. Now watch, they both get a little tentative, and finally Parra says, well heck, I got the Gold Glove, I better get it.
We've seen Parra enough in the outfield too. I mean, he will go after baseballs. I mean, you're going to have to almost knock him down to keep him away. So as soon as he saw that indecision by Pollock, he took the bull by the horns and made sure he got back in.
Nice play there by Miguel Montero behind the plate, saving a would-be wild pitch and keeping the double play in order.
This is Emmanuel Burris at the plate. 1 for 25 off left-handers this year. Burris.
Boy, better get him in the lineup.
Check that. Dating back to last season, 0 for 7 this year. Nonetheless, still not hitting the lefties. There's a bouncer up the middle. Nice play, Hill. He gets the out at second on a force play. Nice play by Aaron Hill. I think the ball came out when he hit the dirt. And he was able to grab it and still get the flip to Bloomquist for the force on Sanchez.
And just the pitch before, Miguel Montero saved a would-be wild pitch, kept the force play in order, and sure enough, Aaron Hill makes a terrific diving, sprawling play and gets a big second out.
He's played some pretty good defense for the Diamondbacks since coming over from Toronto.
Well, I'll be honest, Greg. I got to be honest. I didn't know a whole lot about Aaron Hill. He kind of played in obscurity in Toronto, and
he's a pretty good ball player.
He is not only not only he's hit a lot of home runs in the American League, but I didn't realize he's a pretty good second baseman with the glove too.
And he can steal bases. You know, he had 21 stolen bases between the Diamondbacks and Toronto last year. This is Brandon Crawford, the lone left-handed hitter in the lineup tonight. Now the position players for San Francisco. Throw the first, runner gets back in. Well, we'd advise you to come on out tomorrow night, 5-10 game. This roof's probably not going to stay open that much longer. The heat and the high temperatures.
Starting to get there, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it is a desert. Maybe it'll be nice enough and leave us alone these next couple of days while before we head on the road.
Hard to believe we haven't played the Dodgers yet. We're going to get them next week.
I think that's kind of a good thing right now. They're playing really good ball.
Get them next week, Monday and Tuesday in L.A. Corbin throws outside and high to Crawford. 1-1. Crawford's got good size on him.
He is a big kid.
218 average though. 7 doubles, 1 homer, 8 runs batted in.
Boy, anymore all these major leaguers are just big now, Greg. Golly, these guys are just even these middle infielders.
Throw down to first late. A little high for Montero. 6'2", 215. Crawford. She's playing shortstop.
Yeah, number 8 hitting shortstop.
It throws a little bit lower. I think it would have been closer when you have to bring that glove down.
Also, having a right-handed first baseman makes it a little more difficult to make a quick tag.
2-1 the count with 2 outs here. Corbin, we noticed in his last start and even his first start, he gets base runners. He really slows things down. A lot of pitchers do.
Yeah.
And when they got a good rhythm out there, they're working quick.
Just challenged him right in the middle of the plate with a fastball, and he beat him 2-2.
Just looking around, Grace, it's a pretty good Friday night crowd.
Yeah, we got fireworks tonight after the game.
So if the Diamondbacks provide some during the game tonight.
Yeah, they got a National League West rival team.
This is already the Giants' second trip in. They've only got one more trip here into Arizona this season. Diamondbacks got 3 left. San Francisco. A little quirk in the schedule. And just like Diamondbacks are going to visit Denver the second time, they'll have one more visit to Denver after next week. Yeah, Diamondbacks have 2 trips into San Francisco in the month of September.
Let's hopefully those will be meaningful for both teams.
This time a step off and a throw. We're getting into that little, I use the word quirk, but quirky scheduling. 2 games in L.A. and 2 games in Denver next week before going to Kansas City.
Don't even bother unpacking.
Yeah, especially in Colorado.
Got a day game and a night game. I'm sorry, vice versa, night game then a day game.
Following a night game in L.A. in which we come in. They got him picked off. Goldschmidt throws down to second in time for the out. He really does that play well, Goldschmidt. We can talk about that when we come back. He makes some nice throws down to second, and they get the pick off and the put out, and the Giants turned away. 1-0 San Francisco. In the field, he'll lead off for the Diamondbacks here in the second.
And watch what he does. Now, here's the base runner's line right there. Now watch. As we go, what Paul Goldschmidt has to come in right in this area here to give himself a cleaner throw and clear himself of the runner. Now watch what he does. Once the runner goes, he's going to come forward. See how he came forward? Gave himself a better throwing lane. That way it's an easy out. That's very well done by the young first baseman right there.
And he's consistently made that play since coming up for the Myers. Gracie, you had problems with that play when you first came up to the big leagues.
I was terrible at it. I led the league in errors my rookie year because of the play just right there. I turned that play into a caught steal, and I'd throw it out into left field every time. So
3-7-5.
It was never the 3-7-5. I'd have to throw it into third.
Goldschmidt on deck here as Montero takes a strike, and he's in the hole 0-2. Montero hitting .277, but he's got 30 strikeouts already.
Fighting
this
the
season.
strikeout.
Yeah.
The whole team again really fighting the strikeout. Boy,
add one there.
Took the two good ones and swung at the bad one.
Let's go down to Brad. Brad?
Well, thanks. It's not a secret. A lot of D-backs are struggling right now with their swings. Everyone in that locker room really pressing right now, certainly working hard, perhaps no one more so than first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Talked to him today, and he said he took yesterday completely off, tried to hit the reset button, but he was in the cage earlier today. He says his attitude right now is less is more. All the guys are trying to go deep, trying to pull the ball. He's trying to take it the opposite way, and let's see if he has success right here.
Has Bumgarner thrown a pitch out of the strike zone yet?
One. That was probably intentionally.
Well, what a clinic he's putting on here in the first couple of innings.
5 pitches first inning, only 10 total. And 2 strikes quickly on Goldschmidt.
5 pitches in this inning, all strikes.
Well, I know this much. Paul wishes that Lincecum was pitching in this series. Paul Goldschmidt.
That's his only homer of the year, was his first at-bat of the year.
Once he got 3 against him, right? In
that's right.
3 games.
Not going to see.
Nope.
The freak.
They'll see Matt Cain, though, tomorrow night.
Ooh, he's no day at the beach either.
And then Barry Zito's Sunday.
Who's also throwing the ball much better this year. Well, anytime you face the San Francisco Giants, you're going to face a tough pitcher.
Well, you know, you looked at that Cardinals series and the pitchers you face. You got Santana in the Mets series, then a knuckleballer, and that can really throw everybody off. There's a line drive foul. The pitchers you faced in Washington and in Miami. I mean, the Diamondbacks are facing some really good starting pitching, but the most notable thing about all these guys, most of them have ERAs under 3 and closer to 2. And
it's been some tough draws.
Bumgarner 2.31 here tonight. Another strikeout, and he struck out the first 2 in the inning. Well, every time a Diamondback player hits a home run this season, Fulton Homes will donate $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. And their home run totals have dropped ever since Chris Young has been injured.
Chris Young still leads the team in home runs.
With 5. Here's Ryan Roberts. Ryan got above the 200 mark with a 3-hit game the other night, hitting .217. His bat's been alive of late.
Yeah, he's starting to perk a little bit. Been much crisper lately.
Too far inside to him. Young leads the club with 5 home runs and 46 at bats, and then 4 home runs for Cody Ransom and 46 at bats. Aaron Hill 4 homers and 126 at bats. There's a high towering fly ball in the center for Pagan. And he puts it away. The Diamondbacks for the second inning in a row down in order 1, 2, 3. 1-0 on the Cabrera home run for the Giants. One to look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. 1-0 in favor of the Giants. Greg Schulte in for Darren Sutton tonight, along with Mark Grace here at Chase Field. Melky Cabrera, a first inning 2-out home run for the lone run of this game. And a foul back by Crawford, who was left at the plate when Burris was picked off to end the second inning by Patrick Corbin. It's always beneficial to a hitter, I would think, when you had a few pitches to look at. Now you're right back up there.
Right back up there, certainly.
Broken bat.
That's a good pitch there from the youngster. He's been cutting the ball away. Boy, he came in right on the thumbs of Brandon Crawford. Watch the target of Montero. Look where the ball goes, right to it. That is a perfect execution of the fastball into the left-hander. Well done, young man.
So 2 quick strikes on the number 8 hitter. And almost a must out in National League Baseball, leading off an inning. That number 8 guy with that pitcher coming up next.
Yeah, you must get him out. You're exactly right. Don't give that pitcher the opportunity to sacrifice him over.
Bumgarner on deck, and then Pagan here in the third.
This was Corbin's problem in New York. Got to 2 strikes easily, then had trouble getting the put-away pitch. Now it's 2-2. Came right back in on the hands with that good fastball again.
Somebody made a nice catch upstairs. CenturyLink high-speed pitch, 93 and 91. Remember last year when Wade Miley came up, my radio partner Tom Candiotti, watching Miley pitch, he said, he's just got to learn to trust his stuff. And started doing that this year.
I thought he threw the ball well.
He did. And really has gone to trusting it even more this year. And look at the numbers that he's put up. Got a tough luck loss the other night against the Cardinals. He limited them to 3 runs. They ended up winning that game 7-2. Take a seat. Mr. Crawford, first strikeout of the night.
Isn't it interesting? You put an at-bat together like Crawford did. I mean, he really made Corbin earn everything. And then what do? You just take a fastball right down the middle for strike 3. Golly, that's got to be frustrating.
And he was heading back to the dugout right away. 8-pitch at bat. Here's Bumgarner now, bats from the right side of the plate. So the first strikeout of the ball game for young Patrick Corbin. Looks like the Cardinals have met their match tonight at home, Gracie, against Atlanta. It's 5-4 Braves in the 5th inning at Busch.
Well, you're going to have
couple of pretty good teams there.
Say, that one's skied out there to Gerardo Parra. When it comes down, there's going to be 2 outs. But that's the thing you were talking about, the Cardinals and Atlanta.
Yeah.
If you're going to beat the Cardinals these days, you got to outslug them.
Exactly.
Because it's 5-4 in the 5th inning right now. So I think Atlanta probably had a good idea of what happened out here when the Cardinals visited here, and they were very rude guests.
Yes.
To the Diamondbacks. I mean, they went into the kitchen, took cookies and didn't ask for anything, just made themselves at home.
Cleaned up the clubhouse when they left.
Yeah.
And said, we'll see you at our place in August. 1-0 the count on Angel Pagan, who had a long first at bat to start the ball game, but then lined out to the right fielder Upton. Well, 2 quick outs here. Here we are in that scenario again. 2 outs in an inning. And the first inning, that was the story, and Cabrera hit a home run for the game's lone run. Ground ball. Nice play, Roberts. Good throw to first. 1-2-3 for Corbin. We'll move to the bottom of the third here. 1-0 San Fran. Powered by Jack in the Box. Right now, Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. It's working the roof. 1-0 in favor of the Giants on a Cabrera first inning home run here. And bottom third of the order, Parra, Pollock, and Corbin. D-backs looking for their first base runner against Madison Bumgarner. Perfect through 2 with 2 strikeouts. Time to get something going. Ball went inside.
Bumgarner, a crossfiring left-hander, kind of steps toward the first base on deck circle and then delivers a mid-90s fastball. That was that cut fastball. Pretty pitch. Boy, look at that thing right to the outside corner. Watch him step, not towards home plate or his catcher, but kind of towards that on deck circle and then right across it.
Hit sharply to short, booted by Crawford, and that'll cost him. 34 Giants errors now this season.
And the usually sure-handed Brandon Crawford, I mean, he came up through the minor leagues touted not for his hitting ability, Greg, but as a wizard defensively. Well, he has struggled along with the rest of the Giants. It's just a routine ground ball. He just kicks.
So 1 on, nobody out for Pollock.
And a big break for the Diamondbacks, their first base runner. Let's see if they can make the Giants pay here.
Parra will draw a throw and get back. And Parra's got that reputation now around the league.
He's been running wild.
8 stolen bases, stole 15 of 16 last year. Posey holding him on over there at first. And Pollock takes a strike. Pollock's gotten his average up over 200. He was called up from AAA Reno on April 18th, so he's almost been with the club a month now. 6 for 15 over his last 5 games. Ground ball fair down the third baseline. Parra turns second. He'll head for third. And into second base. Pollock and Sonny with another. Second and third with nobody out for the D-backs.
Well, isn't it interesting, Greg, when you're struggling as a unit, pitching, defense, offense. Well, who do you look to? Who does Gibby look to get them out of their funk? Well, a 22-year-old in Patrick Corbin, and now a guy that wasn't even supposed to be in the major leagues this year, A.J. Pollock. And so far, so good. Let's see if Corbin can do something with the bat. This guy can hit.
Yeah, we saw him in the spring. He had a triple and a single in a ball game. He's got a hit already in the big leagues. And they're in at the corners at first and third. The middle infielders are back. Corbin is 1 for 3, looking for his first big league run batted in. And he swings and he fouls it back, and he had a pretty good hack at that. Strike 1.
Got his first major league hit off Johan Santana.
Now, the Diamondbacks have 228 with runners in scoring position.
Well, there's two of them in scoring position.
Yep.
Right now, and like I said, this is a pitcher, Patrick Corbin, hitting off a tough left-hander. You know, expectations can't be too high right here, but you'd love some contact.
He'll look at his strike, and Bumgarner gets ahead of him 0-2.
You know, if you could just find somehow, some way, just a little ground ball to the shortstop or a little ground ball to the second baseman, you got a tie ball game.
Now Posey moves back behind the bag at first, and Arias moving back as we speak at third. Fly ball, shallow left. Pill comes on. That's not deep enough. Parra down the line, and he gets back as the throw comes back in after the catch went away. Well, Corbin did make contact. He just didn't get it deep enough, so there's one out in the inning, and those runners stay at second and third. Anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. the following day at participating locations. 4 to 6. Remember that time, Gracie?
Well,
let's get the 6 runs first.
Been a while since we've seen 6 runs.
Had that 6-run inning the other night against St. Louis, but
other than that, not much.
Here's Bloomquist.
Now once again, you're looking for some kind of contact.
Willie actually needs what he had last time at bat, that deep fly to center.
You got good speed at third and Parra and at second in Pollock. So it doesn't have to be a very deep fly ball.
Spurs got a good arm out there in right field.
I'll take a ball in a gap.
Yeah.
How about that?
Make it a
yeah. Go ahead and just
crooked number inning.
Go ahead and just drive one in the gap, Willie.
Line left field, base hit. Parra's in. Matt Williams will hold Pollock at third. And Willie Bloomquist delivers an RBI single. This game is tied at 1. He scored that ball up well.
Yeah, Willie needed that one too. It had been a struggle here the last couple of weeks for Willie. Came into the game hitting 209. Just stays on a fastball that was darting right around his kneecaps and just rifled it past Joaquin Arias. And the Diamondbacks now looking to have a big inning.
They got Aaron Hill up, who homered twice against Bumgarner on game 2 of the season. So Bloomquist delivers his 5th run batted into the season. That ties the score. Parra is in. Pollock's at third.
And those of you that follow the Diamondbacks know that Willie Bloomquist likes to run at first base as well.
Hill fouls one back near the screen, and that's going to be caught by the catcher for out number 2.
Well, that is just a tough at-bat to swallow there for Aaron Hill. I mean, this is a hanging changeup just right there. But kind of like the story it's been this year. I mean, look at this pitch right there. Oh, baby. Golly, those were fun to hit. But unfortunately, Hill got jammed by it, and now it's going to be up to Justin Upton to get a big 2-out hit.
Upton 7 hits and 11 career at-bats against Bumgarner, and was retired. His first at-bat tonight on a comebacker back to the lefty on the first pitch he saw. And the first one here is a little high and tight, ball 1-0. Up to 9 runs batted in the year. Not where he wanted to be at this point of the season with runs batted in.
Certainly not. Have you seen what Josh Hamilton's done there? He's got 38 RBIs.
He had 8 in one game the other night.
In the American League.
Yeah.
Goodness.
5 homers in 2 games against Baltimore. There's a pitch high.
This might be a pitch around right here, Greg. You got the left-handed hitting Miguel Montero, who Bumgarner struck out in 3 pitches his first time up. And Upton's had success in the past off of Bumgarner as well. So it wouldn't shock me at all if Bumgarner throws a couple more wide ones and takes his chances with the left-handed hitting Montero.
Yeah, they do have a base open out there. 3-0. This looks, as you said, one of those intentional walks.
And also, another thing, if you follow the Diamondbacks, you know that, I mean, pitchers are allowed to swing 3-0 on this ball club.
So Upton sitting 3-0 here. And they'll throw over to first. And back in is Bloomquist. He threw a strike in there, 3-1 now.
Taken all the way there was Justin Upton.
Bloomquist drove in the run to tie the game here in the inning. Diamondbacks have a couple hits. Remember, the air opened things up by Crawford. First and third now 2 out. Upton with 3-1. And he takes ball 4, and they're now loaded for Miguel Montero, who's hit 1 career grand slam. The Giants.
Well, if Miguel Montero hits a grand slam here, Greg Schulte, we're going to make Tyson Nash come on next inning, and he's going to do an interview with us with his shirt off. We're going to make him take his shirt off. He's standing right behind you. That's what I'm saying. But so if we get a grand slam here, everybody's going to see Tyson Nash on the air with his shirt off with us.
Giants have had 41 plate appearances this year with the bases loaded, the most in Major League Baseball, and they have given up 0 grand slams. So I think you're safe, Tyson, or at least by the numbers. Let's hope Miggy ends that streak. He takes high ball 1. Bumgarner carved him up pretty easy the first time.
Looking forward to talking to Tyson next inning.
How about that team?
Talk some puck. But right now, it's that white object, not the black object, that needs to be hit hard here in this situation.
And really good speed out there on the bases. Montero, a comeback. Well, this inning, the Diamondbacks managed to tie it, but they should have and could have gotten more. And the
put your shirt back on, Tyson. It's okay.
It's 1-1 here after 3. D-backs and Giants. Finals, and you can watch the Coyotes live pre- and post-game shows on Fox Sports Arizona. Pre-game begins at 4:30 p.m. live from Westgate. And make sure you switch back to Fox Sports Arizona after the game for the Coyotes live post-game show with Todd Walsh and Tyson Nash. And Tyson joins us right now in the TV booth here at Chase Field. Boy,
with his shirt on.
Fun.
Yeah, I didn't want too many people eating out there. I didn't want to,
You got in here okay, right?
I did. It's like Fort Knox, but it's tough getting up here with you guys.
How much fun are you guys having right now?
Way too much fun. Way too much fun. It is absolutely electric, and I'll tell you what, I'm happy for the fans. Nobody in pro sports has been kicked around like the Phoenix Coyotes fans, so they're well deserving.
And for lots of reasons, not just the hockey, but because of the off-the-ice stuff as well. It looks like that's starting to shape up. Ryan Roberts going to try to take care of this, and he got him. One quick out here.
Time now for our key to the game, and it's beat LA. Well, that's
Tyson, talk to us about that.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not going to be easy, as we were talking before, Mark. LA beats the number 1 seed, and they beat the number 2 seed. Now hammered them. Yeah, 4 straight.
They're a lot like the Coyotes. It's kind of looking in the mirror. Both these teams, isn't it? Pretty identical. Big guys, tough guys.
Right. Yeah. It's
play a grinded out game, tight checking, that kind of stuff.
All about goaltending. You look at Jonathan Quick for the LA Kings, and Mike Smith for the Phoenix Coyotes. That's a wash to me. But I'll tell you what, the Phoenix Coyotes, they're a team, as you guys know, pro sports. It's hard to explain to the fans what it's like in a winning locker room like that, how you feel as a player. But right now, they are in a zone, and they believe in themselves, and when that happens, you can do some damage.
You know what I did on my off day? Well, before I came to I watched the clinching game against Nashville. It was on a replay today, and just the excitement. It was just so much fun seeing the celebration afterwards, but the way they played. I mean, they're getting back defensively. I mean, they're just doing everything it needs to be done right now to win a hockey game.
Yeah, and I just actually finished celebrating. So, no, you're right. This team is all about the details. They're all about what a team is.
Right, and Coach Tippett has a lot to do with that, right? He's just fabulous.
He's saved the franchise in my mind. Him and Don Maloney, what they put together, the product on the ice, and how Dave Tippett coaches. He gets every ounce of every bit out of these players, and they love him.
I'm real happy for Donor, too.
Yeah, a guy who's been around here. Could have went elsewhere. Could have went, and collected the big paycheck somewhere else. Not that he's not suffering right now in Phoenix, but he's got unfinished business here. That's how he feels. He wants to win, and he wants to win here.
If you play a series like this, too, I mean, both teams have played well at home and on the road. But you want that home ice advantage.
You sure do, and that's what you play all year for that. Yeah. And the Coyotes, they deserved it. They finished third in the division, and they have the home ice, and they want to take advantage of it.
What's game time on Sunday?
5 bells, 5 o'clock. We'll be out there.
I don't know if I can be up that early.
You're just getting home.
See, he knows me. We go way back, Tyson.
Oh yeah.
Well, you played for the Blues. I grew up a Blues fan in Northern Illinois there, and Gracie, you were a Blues fan.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Gracie
I grew up with the Berentsons and the Plants and the Halls and the
big boys.
The players and
the
those
big
guys.
boys. Yeah, I remember Gracie floating through the locker room with Kelly Chase.
I was trying to hang on their coattails.
Oh, yeah, hang on ours. I don't think so.
The other thing is, suppose he gets one fouled on the third base line here with 2 men out, a 1-1 ball game. Hockey in playoff time is so fun to watch because every shot on goal means something big.
It sure does. I mean, especially the way the Coyotes have been playing. I mean, it is the mistakes, how magnified they are. I mean, they don't score a lot of goals, so it's Coyote ugly. You heard Mike Smith talk about it.
That is a great call.
It's beautiful.
That's a great little slogan. And also, it's got to be fun for the broadcaster, too, doesn't it? I mean, you played the game and you played it at a high level. But winning like this is just as fun. Not just as fun, but you got to be enjoying yourself as well.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been many times, in my broadcasting career, if any, that I've missed playing until now.
Really?
And I'm loving it right now. It's just nice to be a part of it.
Hey, enjoy it on Sunday.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
enjoy
bud.
the ride.
Thanks, bud.
Tyson Nash with us. Giants down in order against Patrick Corbin. We're tied at 1.
Shirt on.
Stay here. Local retailers and text road trip to the Miller Lite Taste Team at 620 for your chance to win one of 3 interdivision rival flyway trips this summer. Again, road trip to the Miller Taste Team at 620. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, while we were visiting with Tyson Nash, a very nice inning for Patrick Corbin. A grounded to third by Arias, a grounded to short by Cabrera, who had homered, and a strikeout of Posey. Looks like he's starting to settle in.
Real crisp inning. Right through the heart of the order, too. That was impressive.
This is Goldschmidt to lead it off. He struck out his first time up. 1-1 ball game here.
He just looks cool as a cucumber, doesn't he?
Yeah. 2-0 on Goldschmidt. Paul homered in his very first at bat of 2012 against Lincecum. And
hadn't seen one since. Hadn't been in the Cadillac since.
About time. There's a foul backhand out of play.
Looks like they got like a voodoo doll or something
with Henry Blanco's
down there in the dugout that Corbin was standing next to. They're trying anything, folks.
Yeah. They are.
Yeah, what's going on with that? That's got Henry Blanco's number on it.
Doesn't look anything like Henry. There's a shot to short. Skips off of Crawford. Shallow left field. Goldschmidt is safely on here to start the fourth inning. And that's the way the last inning started.
Well, whatever the Henry doll is going, it worked there. I mean, Goldschmidt hits this one so hard. Crawford is basically running from it. He wanted no part of that one. He takes it right off the forearm. That'll go as a base hit. As you can see, Crawford he didn't want a whole lot of that one right there. That one left a vapor trail.
Fielder a lot of times will tell you how hard a ball is hit.
Exactly.
Giant pitchers, by the way, the starters haven't allowed a home run in their last 8 outings and only one in their last 12. So they have really, really been stingy with the long ball. Here's Roberts, who flied to center first time up. Well, Goldschmidt gets a hit. Roberts hits one foul past third base.
Well, here's Gerardo. I think we're going to get an idea about this voodoo doll. Gerardo Parra has got something to do with it. He being the Venezuelan that he is, he's messing with his fellow Venezuelan Henry Blanco.
He really has fun, doesn't he, playing this game?
So I think stay there, and that's got Henry's number, and on the back they put a piece of tape and it says Blanco on the back. So we're going to have to find out more about that Moachichi or whatever that thing is.
Joe Boo.
When you're 40 years old, people just love you. Especially when you're still active in the major leagues.
When did Serrano had Joe Boo in Major League?
That's right.
0-1 on Ryan Roberts. Outside from Bumgarner, was allowed 3 hits. He limited the Diamondbacks to only 1 run in the third inning. They had a chance to get more, but he got a big second out on Aaron Hill on a foul to the catcher. Then after a walk to Upton, he got Montero on a check swing comebacker to end the threat with the bases loaded. Balk is called at first base by Brian O'Nora.
What in the name of Pedro Serrano's going on here?
It almost looked like he saw something maybe on the last move over there, and as soon as that ball was coming over, he was stepping out, signaling balk.
You're not allowed to bring your foot past your back knee, and that's exactly what happened. The foot came past that back knee, and that is a balk.
Who was the best at disguising
you can
that?
see it right there.
Caught?
Brian O'Nora, the first base umpire, said it exactly. Your foot came too far past. That's a balk.
Gracie, as far as you over at first base, guys that you caught baseballs from, who disguised that better than anybody? He was probably balking when he was throwing over.
Brian Anderson had a great move. The former Diamondback, he had a great move. It was right on the borderline of being a balk. Mitch Williams, Mitch was a balk just about every time.
It's the first balk of the year for the Giants. Roberts hammers one, but foul down the left field. His swing right now is not that hard, swinging for the fences, trying to hit a home run every time at bat. It's been much more simplified of late.
I agree with you. And not just Ryan Roberts, a lot of Diamondbacks. Swings were just getting too violent, way too violent. Miguel Montero been fighting that a lot the last couple of weeks, just violent swings. Thinking home run instead of just thinking center it up. Breaking ball, got him, strike 3. So an unproductive out there as he got Roberts to chase a pitch out of the zone.
Third strikeout recorded by Bumgarner.
Center field, there are
Well, visit MLB.com/fan guide for a chance to win a VIP experience for two this year at an MLB World Series game presented by Scott's, the official lawn care company of MLB. Here's Parr now, lefty on lefty. He went to short to start the third inning and was booted by Crawford. Parr ended up scoring the game-tying run that inning, driven in by Bloomquist. And he bunts. Third base side. It's going to go foul. Bumgarner almost made a big mistake there.
Good effort by Parra.
He's really.
And a veteran move there by the 22-year-old Madison Bumgarner. This is a good bunt. And now, a lot of times, youthful exuberance will make you want to make the play. Get your hand out of there, Madison. Nicely done. Smart play.
He almost hit that ball with his foot. That's a big part of Parr's game now, that bunt hit. And he'll attempt it 2 or 3 times during the course of a series. He sees that third baseman laying back, even if they're in.
Turned himself into a pretty good bunter, too. Now he's going to have to swing it. He's already balked to first. Maybe he can balk to second.
You know, we talk about this from time to time, but he's the same age. Just had a birthday, turned 25, but he's been playing along at the same age as Justin Upton. And up here for a few years now. He's really made a lot of improvements in his game since we first saw Gerardo Parra.
Yeah, he was a guy that he kind of came up, yeah, he could hit.
Yeah,
he could hit.
Everything was to left field.
Yeah, everything was to left field. Didn't show much ability to be able to pull the baseball. And also just has really turned himself into a good outfielder. And he chased one up around his helmet for strike 2.
That pitch must look a little tantalizing to some of these hitters who have been chasing that high delivery from Bumgarner. 1-2 count now. Well, good to see Tyson Nash here, and boy, I hope the Coyotes can get to the Stanley Cup Finals. Wouldn't that be great?
Just talking to him, you can see just how on cloud 9 he is, and deservedly so.
Yep. What a run they've had. Parr takes it outside. Parr used predominantly in the number 8 spot in the order last year. It's been up more toward the top this season. He strikes out swinging, and Bumgarner now with a runner at second. Nobody out has struck out Robertson Parr for 2 outs in the inning.
I would be shocked now if they allow Pollock to swing the bat here. Looks like they're going to put him on and take their chances with Patrick Corbin. Nope, he's going to get in his crouch, and they're going to pitch to the young man.
Pollock, first time up, doubled down the left field line. Now Bruce Bochy just said, hey, I want 4 here. Henry, what are you squatting for? Get back up. Hold out 4 fingers.
I think this is a pretty wise move, although Corbin can swing it a little bit.
Yeah. So Pollock getting the freebie. And this will be the second walk. First unintentional, although the walk to Upton was one of those unintentional intentional walks. So tomorrow night here, Trevor Cahill, Matt Cain, and then Sunday afternoon, Joe Saunders and Barry Zito. And then on to L.A., on to Denver, 2 each in those 2 cities, and then 3 next weekend in KC Mo.
Yeah, need some positivity going into that road trip. Need to find a way to win this series against your division rival. You know, it just seems every game, especially with these Giants, just hard fought. Usually low scoring, close 1-run games.
It's been going the Diamondbacks' way of late, but it didn't go that way for a long time. Corbin is swinging a miss, strike 1. Dodgers are playing the Rockies tonight in L.A., and they've grabbed an early lead on Colorado. They just keep racking up the wins. Corbin looking for a 2-out hit. He fouls it back to the screen, strike 2.
We got a good pitch to hit there. That was a fastball in the middle of the plate. Made a good pass at it. Just fouled it straight back. Which I would almost guarantee he's going to get some kind of a breaking ball here. That's just what I'm thinking. It's dangerous when I think, Greg. I went with the high fastball.
Tried to get him to chase. He didn't. 1-2. Corbin right now evenly matched with Bumgarner. 1-1 here. 4th inning. Trying to help his own cause with 2 on and 2 out. And a broken back ground ball toward third. Arias has got it. The throw is just in time. Corbin hustling down the line, but that's it. And that runner reached second base with nobody out, and he didn't move. So the Diamondbacks another 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Tied at 1. By going to the interactive kiosk near section 111 during Arizona Diamondbacks regular season home games. Kachinko.
Well, follow Fox Sports Arizona's coverage of the Diamondbacks with MLB.com at Bat 12 for your iPhone, your iPad, your Android, or Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826. Or visit dbacks.com for more details.
Patrick Corbin just went past the minimum through 4. He allowed a home run to Cabrera in the 1st inning. A hit in the 2nd inning. But a pickoff. And had a 1-2-3 3rd and a 1-2-3 4th. They'll face Pill, Sanchez, and Burris here for the Giants in the 5th inning in this 1-1 ball game. He's pitched well so far.
He has thrown the ball very well. Diamondbacks had a couple opportunities to maybe get a lead for Corbin, but once again, the bugaboo for the Diamondbacks, they just have trouble making those productive outs, Greg.
Yeah.
And back a couple innings ago, Aaron Hill had 2nd and 3rd, 1 out and popped up. Then a leadoff runner on second base, and Goldschmidt stayed right there.
Down to 3rd. Nice hop for Roberts. Belt high, and a good throw to 1st. 1 pitch, 1 out for Corbin here in the 5th. He's got to like that.
He's been very efficient with his pitches. Boy, pitchers love it when these guys come out and make first pitch outs.
Yeah, especially early in a ball game.
Now the Cardinals came out hacking like that as well, except
they knew they were going to get it.
Those balls were making really loud sounds and going a really long ways.
Yeah, Miley did a good job the other night in the 1st inning. He got the Cardinals without scoring a run in the 1st inning. I mean, they've been scoring in the 1st like gangbusters all season. They are 6-6, by the way, in their game tonight in the 8th inning in St. Louis with Atlanta. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Hector Sanchez. He singled to center his first time up. Two and 1. Only 22 years young. Patrick Corbin out of Clay, New York. Driven to left. And Pollock got a good read on it. Out number 2. Get a new AC system with a quality installation and earn $270 in APS rebates.
Pollock plays a good smooth outfield, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a small sample size, I understand that, but we've watched him play center field enough times to make a judgment.
He might have been a little overwhelmed up here early on in his major league career.
Yeah, with the bat.
But, I mean, he's been pretty solid defensively from day one. And his bat started to pick up.
Well, Patrick Corbin really pounding the strike zone now. He's getting in a nice little groove.
58 pitches, 38 of those have been strikes for him. Well, you know how it is. You play with confidence in this game. It's going to take you a long way.
Boy, and then some. If you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you, Greg?
Burris hit into a fielder's choice his first time up and then was picked off by Corbin. He hits one foul down the right field line.
Still some good life on that fastball from Corbin.
I'm going to rub up the baseball. So he's moved ahead of Burris with 2 outs here. 9 in a row he has set down. That was almost 10 right there.
Boy, that could have easily been strike 3. That looked like it could have gotten the kneecaps. Maybe slightly down. Let's see. Yeah, maybe. Boy.
Fly ball left field. Back on goes Pollock. He's there. He's got it. A 10-pitch inning for Patrick Corbin. He's set down 10 in a row. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. The 1-1 ball game. And here is our AT&T trivia question for you for tonight.
Let's hope it's a good one tonight.
Since 1900, who are the 3 youngest major league pitchers to win 20 games in a season?
Wow.
How about Vida Blue? Oh for 1.
How about Bob Feller?
Yeah, he was 19, wasn't he?
Yeah.
18 or 19? 20. Okay.
I think he and Kerry Wood are the 2 players that I can think of, are the only players that have struck out their age.
20.
Kerry Wood 20 when he was 20, and I think Feller 19 when he was 19. Well, that's a beautiful breaking ball there. 1-1.
Top of the order here, Gracie. Time for the Diamondbacks to go to work here against Bumgarner in this one.
Well, like I said earlier, they've had some opportunities to have a 1 or 2 run lead, but you know, credit Bumgarner, he's made the pitches, but as a former hitter, you get tired of giving credit to the pitchers.
Yeah.
You know, once in a while, have a pitcher tip his cap to you once in a while. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Bloomquist drove in the Diamondbacks' run with a single to left field in the third inning. It scored par. It reached on an error. And Willie down to third by Arias. Pill over to get it in a hurry. Here comes Willie trying for second. They'll beat the throw in a double. Well, he's 2 for 3 tonight in that leadoff spot. And you love seeing that.
Oh, there he is.
The igniter.
Pedro Serrano from Major League. Joe Boo, like you said. Well, Willie Bloomquist, Joe Boo's one right by Joaquin Arias. He dives, but he can't make the play. And Brett Pill playing left field. He is normally a first baseman. He kind of throws like a first baseman. So Willie Bloomquist took second on him. Now another opportunity for these Diamondbacks to move a runner along. They failed in this situation last inning. Goldschmidt got on second base with nobody out. He never moved.
0 for 3 runners in scoring position last inning. 1 for 6 tonight against Bumgarner. And strike one to Hill. Hill last at bat was at the plate with a couple of runners on. And he popped up to the catcher. So at the very least here, and this is bad, he wants to move the runner to third. He'll take a ball inside. During this 5-game winning streak, Bumgarner's ERA is 1.54 with a 2.08 batting average against. Down to third, but foul by Hill.
And the run he gave up tonight was an unearned run.
Just give you an idea how tough this guy. You were talking about you get tired of giving the opposing pitcher credit, but Bumgarner this year with runners in scoring position, 147 average against, 5 for 34 coming in here, so it's now 6 for 40, and a 118 average with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. And he gets Hill to swing and miss here, striking out. And he dials up his 5th strikeout.
Now there's another unproductive out here for the Diamondbacks. And let's go. Let's see how Madison Bumgarner carves up Aaron Hill. Breaking ball for strike one. And misses with the fastball, but goes right back in there again. Just a lot of off-speed stuff. And
Hill got a fastball and a cutter on his 2 home runs that he hit against Bumgarner in game 2.
Now another opportunity to possibly pitch around Justin Upton.
Justin came in here 7 for 10 against Bumgarner, 0 for 1 tonight. That was a first inning tapper back to the mound on the first pitch he saw. And then last time up, he walked to load the bases. But then Montero tapped back to Bumgarner to end the inning.
Well, that's a pretty fastball right to the inside corner.
Tough one to hit. How about that? A veteran at the age of 22. This kid was a 10th round overall pick in 2007, first round by the Giants. You can see why they got him so high. Upton back up the middle. Nice play by Burris to throw to first, and he got him. Burris made that play on the left side of the infield. Actually slept, got up, and still got Upton.
Yeah, I didn't think with Upton's speed that he was going to be able to get him, especially after he double clutched. The ball jams Upton. You can see he's off to the races, but watch the double clutch, and then still able to get him by a step.
Bloomquist got to third. He'll be there, though, now with 2 men out for Montero, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a tapper back to the mound. So now the Diamondbacks 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position tonight against Bumgarner. Foul back, strike one.
Big swing there from Miguel Montero. Right now, boy, just a nice little I'll get me a base hit swing's all you need. Instead, boy, he's trying to hit that thing to Miami Globe.
It's a long ways away.
Yeah, I mean, Just got to take what the pitcher gives you.
Another
mighty rip
swing
right there. Boy, just makes you wonder. Begs the question, why?
I don't know. 0-2 count. So Bumgarner's moved ahead of Montero. 2 quick strikes with a runner at third. And a foul back, another hard swing.
That was kind of a mistake there, if you ask me, from Bumgarner. An 0-2 fastball right down the middle.
Montero 16 runs banded in. And that leads the ball club. He like number 17 right here to give the D-backs a lead.
Ooh,
just missed.
Alfonso Marquez, he flinched back there. Watch Alfonso Marquez just barely flinch. Oh, no. And he got it right according to our Fox track there.
1-2 count now on Montero. Lundqvist opened this inning with a double. He's at third with 2 men out. And a fly ball hit to pretty deep left field. Back at the warning track at the wall. Pill can't catch it. Lundqvist scores. Montero's into second with a double, and the Diamondbacks get the lead.
Wow.
That ball stayed in the park, and I think it hit on the warning track.
As a defensive left fielder, Brett Pill can play some first base. Wow, does he turn a long fly ball into a double? Yeah, the ball's hit well, but this ball
high.
Yeah, plenty of time. And look, he just kind of gives up, like, well, I don't know what to do.
Then he brought the glove back in.
Yeah, and then you just say there, if you're Miguel Montero, thank you very much. He was out there running pass patterns, button hooks and downs and outs. There it is.
Little Henry. Oh, Henry.
Hank White.
Goldschmidt fouls one out of play.
But a nice job by Montero there. Just putting the ball in play instead of just trying to, not everybody can swing like Reggie Jackson and get away with it, So nice job and a big 2-out hit there.
And a lead.
For Montero.
2-1. 0-2 quickly on Goldschmidt, who has struck out and singled to short. Well, how about 2 back-to-back 2-out hits, huh?
I wouldn't complain.
There she goes! Goldschmidt! Home run! A full nose home run for Paul Goldschmidt, his first since his first at bat of the season, number 2 on the year.
That's a large monkey off the back of that power-hitting, slugging young first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Got a high fastball from Bumgarner, and he deposits it about 7 rows deep back in left field.
That had to feel good, huh?
Oh, boy.
Not only for him, for that dugout.
Yeah, especially a big hit like that has been few and far between here the last couple of weeks. That's good to see. Very good to see. Oh, boy, you don't suppose, do you?
And the magic is in the dugout. That home run, by the way, the first hit off of a Giants starter in the last 9 games. There's a foul that fells Roberts at the plate.
Well, he's got to feel real good now. It's been a long time coming.
Well, you think back how Goldschmidt got to the plate, too. The ball that Montero hit to left field that wasn't caught by Pill. And a run scored, the go-ahead run to make it 2-1, and then Goldschmidt on an 0-2 pitch Get a no-doubter. Robert's still a little shaken up after that foul ball off the foot. Nobody's come out yet to check on him.
That always makes you feel bad as a hitter when you bang one off your foot and you're like, ow, you're limping around.
P.J. Mainville standing right there. But
P.J. and the rest of the staff over there, you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
No, really, it hurts. Can you come out and check on me? Kind of makes you feel like nobody likes you.
High and outside, 2-1. Well, 4 runs off Madison Bumgarner. And that hasn't happened but one other time this year, and that was in the first game of the season that he started against the D-backs here. Roberts in the left field. That got enough. Hill back and makes the catch to end the inning. He turned that into a little bit of an acrobatic act. But a 3-run inning for the Diamondbacks, 2 on the Goldschmidt home run, 4-1 Arizona. That 3-run 5th inning, Montero drove him home with a double off the warning track and left, and then Goldschmidt at his first home run in 88 at-bats. And the first home run allowed by a Giants starting pitcher in their last 9 games. It was a 3-run 5th and a 4-1 Diamondback later, Gracie.
I would imagine Paul Goldschmidt, since he's been old enough to play baseball, hadn't gone 88 at-bats without a home run. That's more like Mark Grace stuff, not Paul Goldschmidt stuff.
There's a strike to Brandon Crawford. Crawford struck out looking his first time up. Meanwhile, young Patrick Corbin has set down 10 Giants in a row. A couple of strikeouts tonight. Another
nice
strike.
How about lefty on lefty changeup there, Greg? You don't see that too often, especially from youngsters. That's showing a lot of passion for that pitch. Well done. And the reason you don't see lefties throw lefties change is because those things just fade right back to the inner part of the plate. You're so conditioned to throwing it to right-handers and to that side of the plate. You want change-ups, usually you want them right in that area. And, well, that area is usually right in the middle, right in that area there. And that's usually the wheelhouse for a left-handed hitter. Oh, baby. Little fastball right behind it.
Gets Crawford for the second time looking at a called third strike. His third strikeout of the night. Now it's time now for our Nissan text poll question. Hitting a home run or robbing a home run? What one's more exciting?
That's actually kind of a good question. More exciting to watch or more exciting to do? I would say, just for everybody at home, more exciting to watch.
There's a drive to deep left field. Pollock back, and he's got it. Bumgarner gave it a ride, but Pollock Really played that one well.
Well, you see the difference in left fielders, don't you?
Yep.
One guy is a center fielder by nature, and he showed it. The other one a first baseman by nature, and he showed it.
Did you ever play a game in the outfield in the majors?
I played not in the majors.
Yeah.
In the minor leagues, I played a lot of games in left field.
Nice play out there by Pollock. 2 quick outs here, and 12 in a row set down by Patrick Corbin.
And as a left fielder, I was a pretty good first baseman.
Here is Angel Pagan, who is 0 for 2. Shows bunt, looks at his strike. Oh, this gets pounded in the strike zone.
He is very impressive. Only given up 2 hits thus far through 5 2/3. Showing a lot of poise, a lot of moxie on the mound. Looks very comfortable out there, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Yes, that was a ball, but that was a well-executed slider right there.
Inside on him. 2-1 on deck. Joaquin Arias. Diamondbacks will finally get to San Francisco at the end of this month. 28th, 29th, and 30th. Now he's run it to 3-1 now on Pagan. Hasn't walked a man as yet, but in danger here. Here's a line drive in the left field, a base hit. 3-1 count.
I don't mind that, though. Go ahead and make him earn his way on. And he did, to his credit. But heck, you might get lucky and line it to somebody. I'm going to go back to something we were talking about while we're between batters, Greg. Remember that St. Louis Cardinals game you were talking about, how you have to outslug the Cardinals. Right. It's 7-7 in the 8th inning now, Atlanta and St. Louis. So hate to say it, but
they're slugging it.
But we told you so.
Absolutely. That whole series might play out that way. Joaquin Arias is grounded to short. He's grounded to third. Pagan over at first now as the streak is over at 12 straight set down by Corbin. He throws here ball 1.
And this is where the young Patrick Corbin has to be able to slow the game down a little bit. You're starting to get late in the ball game. Now every out and every pitch is huge.
That was the 3rd Giants hit of the night. There's a little fister.
Nice pitch. Just hurt his feelings, Patrick Corbin. Joaquin Arias.
He's left holding the bat at the plate.
Yeah, you just got introduced to Patrick Corbin.
Are playing the Giants. Fun times at the Ramtrucks.tv pool. A great place to watch a game.
It's sold every night.
Yeah.
Sold out every night. So people are
enjoying the time.
Chomping at the bit to get the
You guys been out there once already?
Yeah,
this
we
year?
were out there, did a broadcast from out there.
Going back out there, or is that your lone trek?
Well, you can only hope not. Hard to do a game from out there, but it's fun.
Here's a ground ball to first, broken back ground ball, fielded by Posey. He'll take it to the bag. One pitch, one out here to par.
Coming up in a little bit.
Let's go to Brad Steinke for a very special guest here tonight at Chase Field.
Well, thank you very much. It was 40 years ago, 1972, when my guest, Olga Korbut, won the first over 4 Olympic gold medals. You live here in the Valley. You come out to many DBAC games?
Yeah, I start to be a big fan because I live in Scottsdale for 10 years, and this is our team, and we have to be with them.
Take me back 40 years ago in Munich. You won 3 gold medals at that Olympics. You were known as the Sparrow from Minsk. What was it like all those years ago to perform on the world stage like that?
This is my life, and I belong to gymnastics, to stage, and even today, first time I came to the game, and I feel like something excitement again.
Speaking of excitement, that's A.J. Pollock with his first home run of his major league career. Guys, I'll send up to you more from Olga in just a bit.
How about that blast, Mark Grace?
Once again, isn't it fitting? You needed a spark. Who's giving it to you? The 2 youngsters in the lineup, Pollock and Corbin. Boy, that was a blast on a hanging breaking ball. A.J. Pollock showing Madison Bumgarner, boy, you hang something to me around here. Oh, he's getting the silent treatment. That's the silent treatment, folks. First home run in the big leagues and nobody's shaking your hand.
I can hear Montero.
Good for you, A.J. Pollock. Hopefully the first of hundreds.
All right, Brad, let's send it back to you. Maybe we'll have to interrupt you again with another one.
Well, we certainly hope so. Olga, when you see something like that, we were just talking about excitement, and what do you make of that?
Because you like playing with them. And when now we saw a home run, now I understand. See, I'm professional. And, of course, you want to jump because this is your team. I mean, our team.
Well, thank you for stopping by. Enjoy the game. And, again, 40-year anniversary of the first gold medal, 1972.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Brad. And Olga,
Corbett.
first ever perfect 10. Olga Korbut.
She still looks like a perfect 10, doesn't she? She looks great. I had a crush on Olga Korbut when I was a kid, and I think I still do.
Outside here to Patrick Corbin. Well, 2 home runs off Bumgarner now in the last 4 batters. And both pretty well smashed by Goldschmidt and Pollock. There's a foul back and into the seats. I mean, that was no cheapie. Nice going, young man.
I mean, hang a breaking ball, bell tie, and that, I mean, this ball is kissed. That's way out of here. Yeah, that's good to see Justin getting excited about things. Corbin putting a good at-bat on Madison Bumgarner. Here we go with a 3-2 count.
We've seen he's a pretty good athlete.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It starts making you think here. Is there something to that little Henry Blanco doll? Just maybe.
Corbin, another foul. You know, the way that Bumgarner started this ball game, he had 5 pitches in the first inning. I think he had like 10 or 12 in the first 2. He's closing in on 100 now. He's
he was
at 93.
cruising.
Yeah.
He was just cruising.
Diamondbacks have totaled 7 hits off of him, 5 runs, another foul back by Corbin.
Bumgarner's starting to get aggravated out there. Starting to shout a few profanities into his glove because he just can't put away Corbin.
That look right there was kind of told you a lot. Another foul.
Yeah, now it's becoming personal for both of them.
Is that the 9th or the 10th pitch of the at-bat? 10. How about that?
Corbin showing me a lot of moxie here tonight, both on the mound and in the batter's box. He hadn't struck out
first base. Bumgarner kind of watched him running down the line.
I wonder if they know each other.
One's out of New York, the other one's out of North Carolina, Hickory, North Carolina.
Because it looked like there was something to be said there. Corbin's just a cool cat, though. He didn't get too excited about much.
Well, he's put the ball in play all three times. Here's Bloomquist, who's 2 for 3 tonight. Willie has driven in a run. He has scored a run tonight. Diamondbacks trying to make it 9 straight wins against this Giants club and go to 4-0 this year. Strike to Bloomquist.
Goodness. That pitch looked like it was a good 5-6 inches outside. But Alfonso Marquez's word is law, and he says it's strike 2, so it's 1-2.
And a ground ball down the third area. He backs up. There's his strong throw to first. The kid's got a good arm down there. But a home run by A.J. Pollock is first in the big leagues. Adds to the lead. The Diamondbacks now on top of the Giants by a score of 5-1. Patrick Corbin, one stretch in this ballgame tonight. He has sit down 12 in a row, 13 of the last 14. He's limited the Giants to 3 hits and 1 run, striking out 3, not walking anybody. And he goes to work here in the 7th. Look at Madison Bumgarner. 6 earned runs in 35 innings, 1 home run against anybody other than the Diamondbacks this year. 9 earned runs in 10 innings.
Pretty amazing. With
4 home runs allowed. And Melky Cabrera, who supplied the Giants' lone run in the first inning with a home run, is at the plate. Melky's hitting 9 straight games. He sends this one to right field, but foul down the line. Giants now have homered just twice in their last 9 games played. And Melky got that one in the first inning tonight to give Bumgarner a quick 1-0 lead. There's a fly ball to right. Upton back. He's there. He's got it. 1 down in the 7th. Boy, this kid has pitched outstanding baseball.
It's been a lot of fun to watch, actually. After, here he is up from Double-A. You're pitching for a team that's been scuffling. Let's not kid ourselves. Diamondbacks have been scuffling in every facet. You give up a home run in the first inning. A lot of kids will get nervous and say, "Hey, man, maybe this isn't my night." Not this kid. He has kept these guys right where they are.
Posey to right, Upton is playing, and he drops the ball. Posey's on his way to second, and he'll be in there. Upton got right back against that fence area out there. It looks like he leaped at the last second, and then the ball, I don't know if he hit the fence. We'll watch.
Well, it looks like he just misjudges. I think he started looking for the wall instead of looking for the ball, and he just flat out misses it. I would imagine that's got to go as an error, doesn't it?
That's what they put up on the board, E9.
Yeah. That ball had plenty of hang time. Don't really know what happened to Justin on that one.
Should have been caught.
Misjudged it, yeah.
Here's Brett Pill now. And Posey's at second with 1 out in the inning. Pill is fly to right. He's grounded to third. Well, the Giants could make this a little closer.
Yeah, now let's see if the kid has the ability to pitch around and a mistake behind him.
Pill, he pounds him with a strike. 0-1. He gets ahead.
Here it is. Let's play baseball. Now Miguel Montero going to go out, and this is the first time the Giants have had a runner past first base. Yeah. There's been a home run, but he wasn't at second base for very long. He just kind of stepped on it.
Stepped on the pillow.
So this is the first time that they've had to go through a sequence of signs. As you see Brian Shaw getting that right arm loose.
Corbin's only had 80 pitches on the net. He had a stretch there where he had 3 consecutive 1-2-3 innings. And the ball into the dirt, and a nice block by Miguel Montero. 5 runs on 7 hits for the Diamondbacks, 1 run on 3 Giants hits, each team with an error. Giants have only left 1 base runner as Charles Nagy looks on. He's got to be awfully proud of the 22-year-old out of Clay, New York here tonight, Patrick Corbin. It's hit a long way, but it doesn't count for anything other than a souvenir.
It was about 300 feet foul.
1-2 now. Dodgers winning their game tonight, 2-0 in LA over the Rockies. And I believe they're facing Jamie Moyer tonight. Pill hits one foul past third.
Corbin got that pitch right where he needed to get it, right in on the belly button of Brett Pill. And if you hit that ball on the barrel of the bat, Greg, you can't keep it fair.
Yeah.
This pitch is right on the belly button, and you just can't keep that bat fair or keep that ball fair if you hit it on the barrel. Perfect pitch.
Oh, wow, did he cut him up inside there?
Well, if you're going to chase the first one, I'll go in a couple inches further and see what happens. Well, you saw what happened. Strike 3, big time pitch.
4th strikeout.
Well, if you don't already have tickets for this weekend's games, you can still get here for just $19 with the D-backs Pepsi Max Value Pack. You'll get a lower level bleacher ticket, a regular size hot dog, a 24-ounce Pepsi, and a free bottle of Pepsi Max, all for just $19. Call 602-514-8400 or log on to dbacks.com/value.
This is Hector Sanchez, the catcher. 4th strikeout for Corbin now. 2 swinging strikes. The other one to Posey back of the 4th inning. He got Crawford twice looking at called 3rd strikes. There's the Giants bullpen. Steve Ellefson's getting up. Right-hander loosening. Not getting up. He is up. Right? Swing.
Oh, baby. Well, he's feeling it now with that fastball into the right-hander. I mean, he just reared back and threw some gas right at the letters and right by Sanchez. Yeah. What's my name?
Corbin trying to go a career-high 7 innings here tonight. Ground ball down to third, but that's a foul ball.
Once again, just living right inside on the thumbs of these right-handed hitting Giants. He is executing these fastballs in just perfectly. Very efficient tonight as well.
Look at that. That's where you like to be if you're a pitcher. Or Greg Maddux style, maybe about 10 an inning, but he was a little special.
He won 350 for a reason.
Here's the 1-2. 2-2 now. Well, this be a great way to kick off this weekend series with a win over the Giants. some outs to get yet before this one ends. Posey gets sinking with 2 down. And a pop fly into right field. Upton coming on. He's there. And he makes the catch. And the side is retired. 1 air, 1 left. Stretch time here at Chase. 5-1. D-backs on top.
Diamondbacks with a 5-1 lead. Jody Jackson and Joe Borowski getting set for Diamondbacks Live, presented by CenturyLink, our post-game show. And Joe, just the 3rd major league start for young Patrick Corbin. First time here at home at Chase Field, and he's cruising at this point through 7 innings. Obviously, what have you seen from him?
Jody, in his first 2 starts, he was played by what happens to a lot of young pitchers when they first get to the big leagues. But wow, what a difference this start makes. I'll break down his outing and show you exactly what he was able to do tonight.
All right, we'll look forward to it. We'll be here for the post-game. Tune in right after the game, guys.
All right, thank you. Greg and Gracie back up here. It's a 5-1 Diamondbacks lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Giants have got a new pitcher. Bumgarner's out of there, and Steve Edlifson takes over. And there he is, the right-hander. His numbers.
Coming on for the 5th time. He's given up a couple of runs in his short major league career.
And first up against him, Aaron Hill. 2, 3, and 4 in the order. Hill, Upton, and Montero. He was recalled from AAA Reno, or Fresno, make that, on April 29th, and he throws outside ball 1. Hill tonight's 0 for 3. Nagy and Montero probably talking about Corbin in his outing.
What do you think of him right now? I think he might be at his max. All right, I'll get on the phone and make a call out to the pen. Is that strike 1 to Aaron Hill?
I'm wondering, Gracie, you got the bottom of the order coming up. Burris, Crawford in the pitcher's spot.
But this kid's been impressive.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if maybe you let him go out there and pitch to the bottom of the order in the 8th. The
There's
phone
that
is
bullpen
wrong.
phone.
Hill will foul back.
Now, we saw Brian Shaw warming up. I would imagine Brian Shaw's loose. There's nobody throwing right now in the Diamondback bullpen. That's all the action there is out in the bullpen. Now,
there's 2s.
I would imagine Shaw is probably loose.
Yeah. They might have told him he was going to go back out.
He's acting like he's still in the ballgame.
I'm thinking maybe they just notified the bullpen. Listen, he's going to go back out there. If they get a base runner, get up and get ready. Well, the way he's pitched here tonight, I mean, he
stay close to that thing.
Yeah. Deserving of another chance. Hill went around. He's out on strikes. Alfonso Marquez made the call at the plate. And Aaron is 0 for 4. Let's answer our AT&T trivia question.
No, we said Bob Feller. Let's see who else. Christy Mathewson.
Not good.
Oh, yeah, Dwight Gooden. Forgot about him. How could you not get Christy Mathewson, Greg?
I know. I saw him pitch. Here is Upton, who is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Diamondbacks keep waiting, and Justin keeps waiting for that bat to break loose. Average at the moment at 231. Beauty for a strike.
Edlifson, pretty impressive. Got a little funky motion to him. A little herky-jerky delivery, but so far he's delivered everything right on the button.
I was looking through the major league leaders tonight. Surprisingly, I saw Upton's name. He is 5th in the National League in runs scored.
He's walked a lot.
Yeah.
He's walked a lot and been driven. He's had trouble driving in the runs, but he's sure been scoring them.
It's like when he gets on base, he scores. He takes one into the dirt.
Oh, boy, that one took a big bite out of Sanchez behind home plate. Timeout. Let me go get this dead arm away. Yeah, that thing just knocks the life right out of your arm. Like right now, he can hardly lift his arm. So let me go out and watch his left arm. This is where he takes it. Ow. And you see him just crumble. Takes a special breed to wear those tools. You did some catching in your day, didn't you, Greg?
Yeah, like about a week's worth. And I said, I don't want any more
I thought you did some catching. I'm wrong on that.
Mainly first base and third base. I didn't want anything to do with catching.
Smart. Smart.
No. Way outside. So a full count on Justin here. Diamondbacks would like to add to this lead, which is currently 5-1. Payoff pitch coming. Got him swinging. 2 quick strikeouts here for Edlifson. And Upton 0 for 3 tonight with that walk. Here's Montero. Montero, an RBI double in the 5th inning that Pill did not catch back near the warning track. Actually hit off the warning track. And it plated Willie Bloomquist. And then Goldschmidt followed that up with a 2-run homer. Pollock hit his first major league home run, a solo shot of the 6th inning, making it a 5-1 game. First run of the ball game was driven in by Bloomquist. Diamondbacks, Gracie, in all 4 games against the Giants this year have hit 2 home runs in each game.
And this is a team that doesn't give up home runs.
They've given up 18 coming in here tonight. So that was 6 of the 18, and now 8 of the 20 hit by the Diamondbacks. Shaw back up now, so maybe he is coming in.
He's still acting like he's in the game.
3-0 on Montero.
Let's hope that little fly ball double he got back a few innings ago for the RBI. Let's hope that gets him going.
Well, I agree with you. The big thing about that was he didn't take that huge hack at it, and he hit it the other way, but it still went a long way. It got the job done.
And lesson learned is, Montero's a strong guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to swing.
We've seen him hit balls out to left center. When he's at his best, he's spraying balls between left center and right center.
If he just puts a good, firm swing on it, I mean, the ball's going to jump off his bat because he's so doggone strong.
He walks here with 2 men out.
And he stays under control so he can draw some walks like that and see the ball all the way in.
Now then, first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
Our Chaz Roberts will play of the game. Here it is. Paul Goldschmidt's AB. Well, maybe he'll get on a home run tear now.
Well, he can do that.
Yeah.
We know that.
More so, you just like to get him on a tear with the bat.
Exactly.
35,792 here tonight.
Nice crowd tonight. Way to go, folks.
Yeah.
And for you folks watching on TV, we look forward to seeing you out here soon. But we thank you for watching. Right now, Ed Lifson missing badly. Sanchez saying, do me a favor here. Try to keep me in my crouch. Ball 2.
Diamondbacks went over 450,000 tonight in attendance. Dave Righetti watching. Here's a ground ball back past the pitcher, and nice play. The throw to first, not in time.
Well, Buster Posey vacated first base. He gave up on the play. Burris is like, man, stay at first base. We might have had him, but we'll never know. That's another base hit for Paul Goldschmidt.
His third of the night.
Yeah, it's good to see. Along with 3 RBIs, this ball bounces back up the box. Bounces back up the box. That's a lot of B's. And then watch Posey at first base. This is just lack of experience as a first baseman. He gave up on the play.
Did he have a play at second?
Well, I think there was a play at second, and I'm not sure. I think Goldschmidt would have beat this anyway.
Yeah.
But boy, if he stays at the bag, it's going to be pretty close. So we'll never know. It's just an experience at first base right there is what it is.
So now 2 on for Roberts here with 2 men out. First 2 struck out of the inning, then a walk to Montero, the infield hit for Goldschmidt. The 8th hit of the night for the D-backs. And Roberts on the ground down to third. Arias, the throw is low but out. And that will retire the side. Diamondbacks get a walk and a hit. Leave 2. They lead at 5-1. The skipper, Kirk Gibson, and we haven't been very aggressive. Seems like we've taken some good pitches and put ourselves in down counts. And well, that quote came yesterday, and here's tonight what they've done. 2-run over for Goldschmidt, his first of 88 at bats, and then the kid, A.J. Pollock, his first ever in the big leagues. And the side treatment.
Well.
And how about the pitching to Patrick Corbin? It starts with that guy on the bump out there on the mound.
It's been awfully impressive, especially when this team really needed somebody to jumpstart him. And it's been that young man, Pollock, out in left field, getting a spot start in the place of Jason Kubel. And it's also been the guy that was on the mound, and that is Patrick Corbin. But now he hands the ball to Brian Shaw, and Brian Shaw is going to throw some cut fastballs and try to get through the 8th inning.
The line on Corbin, 7 innings tonight. As we look at Shaw's numbers, 3 hits, 1 run. That home run by Cabrera in the first inning. Did not walk a batter, and he struck out 4. Pretty impressive. You got to like that. There's Emmanuel Burris to lead it off. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. And a swing and a miss, strike one. Man, the ball just moves, and that one got Montero. He's hopping around. Both catchers have gotten this inning. Sanchez and the.
Yeah, that one hurts. We saw Sanchez take it right in the arm. One thing we know about Miguel Montero, he is tough. You have to be tough to be a catcher in the major leagues. Heck, you got to be tough to be a catcher in Little League.
Yeah.
There's an old war horse. He's seen his fair share of foul tips, hasn't he?
He has. He's been a big addition to this club.
He's got a doll named after him down there in the dugout helping things out.
Maybe Parr's telling us that he needs a bobblehead. That ball to third. Roberts in time for the out. Ryan, a little earlier this season, had some difficulty down at third base with a lot of his throws, but about the last 2 weeks or so, he's been very accurate over there.
Well, Matt Williams has been working long hours with Ryan Roberts, working on his footwork.
Yep.
The talent is there. He's got a good, strong arm. He's got good hands. But what Ryan was struggling with was with his footwork down there. And Matt Williams and he have been working long hours. You're starting to see the improvement. I'll tell you what, not many guys can teach that position better than Matt Williams.
So Burris 0 for 3 tonight as the second baseman for the Giants. And where's Jeff Kent these days, right? The Giants' second baseman this season, Gracie, and 126 now plate appearances, have one extra base hit. A .228 slugging percentage. Their second baseman.
Those aren't Jeff Kent numbers, are they?
No. 0-1 now on Crawford, who struck out twice against Portland. Hits this one to second off Shaw. Clip throws him up. Well, let's take a look and see how that Nissan text poll is going. More exciting, robbing a hitter of a home run or hitting the home run, and looks like chicks still dig the long ball.
Yeah, and also when you were a kid and you were dreaming of hitting in the 7th game of the World Series, you dreamed of hitting a home run in the World Series. You didn't dream of robbing a home run, did you?
No.
I mean, it would be cool if you did.
I think most of us even dreamed of getting into bat in Game 7 of the World Series. And here you are leading off the bottom of the 9th inning.
Never forget it.
No, you don't get that hit. I don't think there's any trophy here. That got things going. And you knew you were going to be pinch run for.
Thankfully, best managerial move Bob Brenly ever made was running David DeLucci out there for me.
Yeah, you done your
Worked
job.
out pretty well.
Yeah.
Aubrey Huff going to come in and get a crack.
He fouls one back. He had spent time on the disabled list
Yeah,
earlier.
interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah. Huff is hitting only 171 in 15 games. He's only had 35 at bats.
He was suffering from some anxiety, wasn't
Anxiety disorder.
Well, just shows you hit 171 and make you anxious.
Ooh, Shaw just
because this guy can play.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy can hit. He's one of the good guys in the game too. So you hate to hear things like that.
He's fashioned a nice major league career for
himself.
himself.
He has.
And he's hit the Diamondbacks well throughout his career. Wherever he's been, he hits this one foul down to first. Again tomorrow night, the pitching matchup here. Sinker baller Trevor Cahill against Matt Cain, one of the best in the business. Cain 1-2, but a 2.38 ERA.
That's usually the case with Matt Cain. Pitches really well, but doesn't have any wins to show for it.
He's got a nice long contract.
Yes, he does. It's pretty fat too.
1-2 count on
and he deserves it.
Yep. And a base hit center field. Look out there. Chad Fairchild, the second base umpire. Our Chevron upcoming schedule. Let's take a look. We already mentioned tomorrow night.
What do we got there?
Look at that average against 167. Cahill very good, 219. Strikes to walks. Strikeouts to walks 40-7 for Matt Cain. That's coming up tomorrow night. 5 o'clock. We'll be right back out here. Then a 1 o'clock game on Sunday afternoon, and then back out on the road again. Going to L.A. for 2, Denver for 2, and Kansas City for 3.
Three good cities.
Yep.
3 good cities to visit.
Diamondbacks went into Kansas City last year and swept the Royals. What did they lose? Their first 11 or 12 at home this year?
They're starting to play better.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, and an awkward looking swing by Pagan.
How about that cut fastball? That one just bullied Pagan. I mean, there I go. Oh, my goodness. You're already committed, and then it's just gone. Nice pitch.
Oh, Mariano Rivera made a career out of one pitch.
Yeah. Never threw an off-speed pitch. Oh, man, now he goes to the outside corner. Started that pitch about 3 or 4 inches off the plate and brings it to the corner. Perfect pitch.
You know who Mariano's first professional coach or manager was?
No.
In the Diamondback bullpen, Glenn Sherlock.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Glenn spent a long time in the Yankee organization. Came over with Buck Showalter.
Yeah. 1-2 the count here. Up at first, 2 out, and a ground ball down to first. Nice play by Goldschmidt on a tough hop. And that's it. 1 left for the Giants. They've left 3 and through 7.5. D-backs leading 5-1. Nissan Big Tent, tremendous savings at Nissan's National Tent event. Visit choosenissan.com or your local dealer today.
Miller Lite reminds you to score the winning run and get home safe. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Shane Lukes is on to pitch for San Francisco. As we go to the home half of the 8th inning, Edlifson worked an inning. And now Lukes, L-O-U-X, is on. And Parr will lead it off. Parr is 0 for 3, but has scored a run. He reached on an air back in the 3rd inning. Lines this one to left, the base hit. First pitch swinging. Now Parr is on to start the inning. And up to the plate steps a guy who's had a pretty good night. A.J. Pollock, a double, an intentional walk, and his first big league home run.
A long home run to left field. Well, Parr didn't waste any time. He gets on. Diamondbacks looking for a little padding here. No win has come easy this year for the Diamondbacks. Haven't had a walkover, really, that I can remember.
Overbay has moved out on deck. He would bat next for Shaw, and there's a ball down low. And in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks, David Hernandez is loosening.
At this point, it is not a safe situation. So J.J. Putz will stay right where he is. David Hernandez is going to take over after a good job for 1 inning by Brian Shaw. Good sinking fastball there from Lukes. Right over the top. Oh, we're going to a home run.
And you got the silent treatment in the dugout. 1-2 the count now. 9 Diamondback hits here tonight. Giants did not leave a base runner on until the 6th inning. They've left 3 on. Diamondbacks have left 7 on base. It's been a while since Lukes has been back into the major leagues. He used to pitch with the Angels. And he hasn't been around for the last few years. Back into the big leagues now for the first time since 09. Ground ball just foul. That would have been quite a night for Pollock had that gone fair.
And Sid Rosenblatt, our Golden Glover down the left field line, makes the play nicely. He's made a few plays down there. There's the good doctor. He's one of our fantasy campers, Greg.
Good.
Every year he's one of the originals. He never misses a year.
Look at it. He's got his hands on his.
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
Look at that glove.
That's an old school one there. I like that. That is great.
That is an old-time mitt.
Vintage mitt.
Lukes looks like he's got a little giddy up on that ball. He is. There you get a look. Look at that. Look at the difference in the 2 gloves there.
Yeah, there's Doc's, and then there's the old school stuff. And you can't beat that. That is odd. That thing looks like it's in pristine shape too. John Underwood's got that.
We got to find out how old that glove is. That is old school. Pollock hits one in the air, right field. Cabrera camps under it. And Melky takes care of it. So for the first time tonight, Pollock is retired.
Oh, Greg, you're going to love this. This is your exclusive opportunity to bring your dog to Chase Field. Sunday, May 27th is Bark in the Park, presented by Pet Club. Dogs can enjoy a pregame parade on the field, so make sure you bring your pooper scooper. Before joining you for the Diamondbacks and Brewers game, that starts at 1:10 p.m. You must pre-register your pooch for this event, so call now, 602-514-8400, or visit dbacks.com/Bark in the Park.
I'm glad you emphasized pooch. Talking about pooper scooper. There's a pitch outside. Yeah. Overbay ball 1, pinch hitting for Shaw here.
So make sure you clean up after your Airedale when you bring him to the park.
We went to Montreal. You had to be with us maybe 2 or 3 of those years that we went in there to Olympic Stadium where we hit Dog Day at the park.
Well, we got it a couple times.
Yeah.
San Francisco always has those Dog Day afternoons or whatever.
Problem was in Olympic Stadium there were more dogs there than there were fans. There's a pitch outside. I mean,
yeah,
there were not a lot of fans out there watching the ball games.
I do miss going to the city of Montreal.
Oh, great city.
It's a great city. But I don't miss that ballpark, Olympic Stadium.
No.
It was like going to the dentist office.
Take the train to, what was it, Pignat or whatever?
Pigneuf.
Yeah, Pigneuf. There's a Overbay's strike. Overbay off the bench this year as a pinch hitter. Has gone 3 for 7. 333 average overall. 6 extra base hits, 5 doubles and a home run. He's always been a doubles machine.
And he's had himself a very good career, Lyle Overbay. His rookie year was my final year. Got to be his teammate. As Parra's on the. He's in there. Is that a foul ball? I guess that's a foul ball.
Yeah.
Oh, catcher's interference.
Catcher's interference.
It's called catcher's interference, yeah.
Must have come out too fast to try and get the baseball, knowing that Parra was Here comes Bruce Bochy out.
Oh, yeah. That's catcher's interference.
So Overbay to first base, Parr down to second. Bochy getting an explanation here. That doesn't happen too often during a baseball season. No?
Not anymore. You don't see it very often. But you can see he was really reaching out in front to try to get to that, because Parr was on the move, so he was trying to get to that ball as quick as possible. Bochy, a former catcher himself, I'm sure that happened to him a time or two.
Now somehow, some way, that runner's got to get to first base, so they give the catcher an error. On the
that's still
catcher's
ruled
interference, right?
An error on the catcher.
So 2 on here for Willie Bloomquist, who's had a couple of hits tonight. Has driven in a run and scored a run. By the way, Henry Blanco, the Diamondbacks catcher, not the little doll figure down there, has run down to the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. Giants this year have allowed an MLB high 24 runners to reach base on errors.
There's the likeness of Henry Blanco.
Looks just like him. Bloomquist takes outside ball 1. I guarantee you that little Dow's going to be down there again tomorrow night.
Oh, you can bet your bottom dollar on that one. Ooh, he went around on that one. It's a foul tip. That ball just exploded right in on the hands of Willie Bloomquist.
I'm sure anytime a pitcher gets that kind of a swing, he's got to feel good about the pitch he just threw.
Absolutely. You don't see major league hitters that fooled very often.
1-1 on Willie with 1 out here. By the way, Parr leading off this inning with a hit. Diamondbacks' first batters in the inning have reached in 4 of the last 6 innings played here. A little floater right field, stay fair. Was foul. Watching Bloomquist run down to first, you could tell it was going to go foul. Let's take a look at our tools of the trade presented by Ram Trucks. Nice play by Roberts at third. Got his man.
It's always nice for a young pitcher to get that kind of defense behind you. You start trusting that if you throw the ball over the plate and get contact, that there's some guys back there that can make some plays behind you.
Hill made a nice diving stop. Got a force out at second. 1-2 now on Bloomquist. Base runners, Parr at second, Overbay at first. 1 out here in the 8-5-1 D-backs leading. Into right field, and Cabrera makes the catch. Back to second, but not in time.
It must have gone in the lights. Somehow Cabrera made the play. Parra would have been doubled off had Cabrera. There's the up in that area there. It looked like that ball must have got in those lights, and Cabrera still. As you can see, oh no, that's a bad feeling, folks, when you can't see what you're supposed to catch. Oh baby. Ends up making a nice play.
Sure did. So 2 outs, 2 on, and strike 1 to Hill. Hernandez and Coleman are now in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. Hill's 0 for 4 tonight. Couple of strikeouts. Something missed there. The second baseman was breaking to the bag, was almost at the bag when that pitch was thrown to the plate by Lukes. Burris talking. Hill and chopper down at third. It's been busy down there tonight. Just second for the force play on Overbay, and that will end the inning. No runs, a hit, an error, 2 left. To the 9th we go. It's 5-1 D-backs. It's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. A.J. Pollock. What a night. Have a night, young man, huh?
And then the silent treatment.
Did you get the silent treatment on your first time?
No, I didn't get the silent treatment. I was lucky. I was lucky. And it was in San Diego off a left-hander named Keith Comstock.
I remember him. Here is Arias to lead it off against David Hernandez, and Hernandez starts him with a strike. Diamondbacks 3 outs away from giving Corbin his second victory.
And just a much-needed victory, period. Don't you think?
Snap a 5-game losing streak and beat the Giants for the 9th straight time. Ground ball down to third. Nice play by Roberts. Gets him 1 out. Ryan's made some nice plays down to third tonight.
Like we were saying, even though Ryan Roberts is having an 0 for 4 night, he just seems to be playing a little more bounce in his step the last couple of days. A little more confidence. That's a really nice play. The short hop on the sprawl. Nicely done. 1 quick out.
Madison Bumgarner had gone 5-0 since he lost to the Diamondbacks in his first start of the season. That was back on April 7th. In that game, he went 4 innings, allowed 7 hits, 4 runs.
Yes.
Tonight, he went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. And that 5-game winning streak, 2 outs away from ending. Now the Diamondbacks trying to keep pace with the Dodgers. Looks like they're well on their way to another win. By the way, the Cardinals and the Braves are in the 11th inning, still tied at 7.
7-7, a couple of touchdowns. Yeah, you got to score more than a touchdown to beat the Cardinals these days.
Melky Cabrera, who provided the Giants with their lone run in this ball game, with a home run in the first inning off Corbin. 1 for 3. Hernandez has been settling in of late. David's 17th appearance, ERA of 2.30. And Cabrera base hit to left field. 5th hit of the night for San Francisco. And Cabrera's second of the game.
Yeah, he can just hit.
Yep.
Bottom line is that guy can just hit.
And it seems like should be older than 27. Seems like he's been around forever.
Well, there's a good chance he is.
I know. I'm a good straight man. I can set you up. But the listing price of 27 is on his. Here's Posey now, who was 0 for 3, and he hits this one down to third with 5. They're holding Cabrera at first. Swing and a miss.
Talk about the old high hard one. 96 miles an hour right around the neck area. No chance there for Posey to catch up with that one.
And he's in the hole here 0-2. JJ's up loosely, just in case.
Well, he threw the breaking ball and just missed up.
And he completely had Posey fooled. Watch Posey.
Oh, he just gets worked.
He's breathing a little easier now.
A strike, yeah.
Into left center. Pollock is over in there. That has it. 2 down now in the ninth. And the last chance to keep it going for San Francisco, Brett Pill. Tell you, between Parra and Pollock out in the left and center, they can cover some ground out there. Don't forget Upton and Wright. Pill tonight is fly to right, grounded to third, and struck out swinging. And this crowd of almost 36,000 starts to generate some noise and get on their feet.
Oh, didn't get another breaking ball that time. Looked like a better one.
Maybe Alfonso Marquez doesn't know he's throwing one this year. And he's not used to
calling more of them, isn't he?
Yeah. Popped up. Right side. Goldschmidt's there. Foul ground. For the 9th consecutive time, the Arizona Diamondbacks have beaten the San Francisco Giants. They did it tonight behind the pitching of Patrick Corbin. The offense of Goldschmidt, Pollock, Bloomquist, and the others. 5-1. D-backs get a win. So once again, our final score is 5-1. Coming up next, Diamondbacks Live, presented by CenturyLink. Stick around for post-game interviews. Kirk Gibson post-game sound, all the highlights from tonight's game. For Mark Grace, I'm Greg Schultz.